Alright guys, so in today's video we got this 2006-2007 Pontiac Solstice. It's having some issues. So today I replaced the starter on it, and I was informed that the mechanic that worked on it previously tried to jump start the car and cross the jumper cables backwards. So it's having some issues with the battery system now. So I was taking a look at the battery. It's only reading 11.3 volts, and that's enough to start the car, but it's not enough to keep it running. And then once it is running, I was also informed that the alternator was replaced. So once I took a look at that, it looks brand new. It's all good. Everything's in tip-top shape, but on the car, it's when it's running, it's only reading 10.2, and it's not reading like 13.5 or 14 volts like it should be when it's charging with the alternator. But yeah, we're here waiting for my buddy to bring me some jumper cables. Hopefully he didn't fall back asleep and forget about me. Alright guys, we did get the Pontiac to the house. We're gonna do a couple tests. So we're going to use this jumper box that I got on Amazon, and then we're going to use this multimeter. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Use this. Alright guys, so we're going to first probe the battery and see what it's reading. You can see this over here, but we got positive, positive, negative. We are at 5.4 volts. We're going to hook up our jumper box. Alright, and then once I start this car, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to disconnect the jumper box, and then I'm going to rev the car, and you should see this jump up to about 14. Alright, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the jumper. And yeah, so as you guys can see, it won't even stay running with the jumper box connected. Okay guys, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to remove the alternator, since I can't keep the car running, to do an alternator test with the scan tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the alternator from this car, take it to O'Reilly's or AutoZone, and have them do a load test on it. Okay, first thing you're going to need to remove is this intake pipe, and you're going to need a flathead screwdriver. And there's another flathead down here. And also you need to remove these rubber grommets down here to get the resonator out. I forgot, you gotta remove the PCV breather hose on this. It's just some needle nose. Alright guys, once you gain access to the alternator, you're gonna need to remove the serpentine belt and also the plug, along with the positive power cable here. Alright guys, we are back. The alternator is no good, so it failed the load test, and I'll put a clip up in the screen right now. But yeah, it failed. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to get here, we're gonna go ahead and replace the tensioner, so I don't have to do it in the morning. Alright, so here's the new tensioner. It's just 115. This whole tensioner has failed, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the new one on there, the brand new replacement. Alright, now that the tensioner pulley is installed, we'll be ready to install the alternator tomorrow morning, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. It's the next morning, and we did receive the alternator. One thing I like to do before I install the part, or attempt to install the part, is set it by the old part. Now this one required a cord charge, and I had to forfeit my old alternator
to get this one. But when you're at the parts store, ask if you can see the new part and compare it with your old part. If you don't do this, you run the risk of getting home and finding out you have the wrong one. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and perform the same test we did yesterday. All right, now we're gonna disconnect the jumper box. All right, and then we'll go ahead and probe the battery. And we're reading 14.2. We're reading 14.2 because the alternator is now charging the battery, so.